about Taweez, charms, tama'im, because brothers, subhanallah, I'm not joking to you, there are trees in Alam Rock which you go and they are full of Taweez. People go there and they hang their amulets off these trees, okay? You might find on a Friday, on a Jumu'ah, somebody comes to this masjid, he's got a Taweez around his neck, or he's got a Taweez around his arm, or the woman, she's wearing it around her waist, that type of thing, okay? It's natural, listen, it's natural for a person to want to protect himself. It's natural for a person to want to achieve blessings. It's natural for a person to want to ward off harm. Do we agree? This is natural. We all want goodness and we all want to ward off harm. It's natural for a person, if he is ill, to try and seek what? To try and seek a cure. This is natural, brothers. But what we find is that in Al-Islam, we are not allowed to use Taweez. We are not allowed to wear amulets or hang amulets or carry certain things believing that these things are going to benefit us. This is a medieval religion if we did that, ya ikhwan. Charms and everything else, okay? You know, you can go onto Alam Rock Road and they will sell you rings, and in those rings there are certain colored stones, and they believe that those stones have certain properties. This one, it protects you, this one it relaxes you, this one gives you energy, this one is good for arthritis. And you find old men walking around paying big money for these rings, and in reality they're just colored stones, beads, subhanallah. Let's look at what the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ says about Taweez. Imran ibn Hussein, who is a companion radiallahu anh, he says that when the Prophet ﷺ saw a man and he had a brass bangle on his upper arm, a brass bangle on his upper arm, and the Prophet ﷺ said, "Woe to you, what is this?" Think about this. The Messenger of Allah sees him, he's got a brass bangle on his upper arm. Woe to you, what is this? The man, he says, it is to ward against an illness called al-wahina. It's like an illness like arthritis. The man says, I'm wearing this brass copper band on my arm because it wards off, or it protects me against what? Arthritis. The Prophet ﷺ, he said, cast it off, take it off, for indeed it can only increase your weakness, and if you were to die whilst you were wearing it, you would never succeed. Okay, let's look at this hadith. The first thing, the Messenger ﷺ says, woe to you, what is that thing that you're wearing? Did he ask him, is it Quran? Did he ask him, is it du'as from the Sunnah? The first thing that the Messenger of Allah did was become angry. What are you wearing on your arm there? Woe to you, what is that thing? The man says, I've got this thing like arthritis in my arm and it helps me. Look what the Prophet ﷺ said, get it off, take it off, because it can only increase your weakness. Meaning your weakness in your iman. The weakness in your belief, that you believe that this brass bangle is going to benefit you. So you have weak faith, and it's only going to make you weaker in your faith. And also your physical ailment, that weakness which you have in your arm, it's only going to make it worse. We learn from this, brothers, does it help? The answer is no. Does it help? The answer is absolutely no. In another hadith, the Prophet ﷺ said, "Man ta'allaqa tamimatan faqad ashrak." Whoever wears an amulet, he's committed shirk. Simple, black and white. Whoever wears an amulet or carries an amulet, then he has committed shirk. Brothers, it's so subhanallah. And in another occasion, 10 men came to give the pledge of allegiance to the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. 10 men, they came to pledge to give the bay'ah to the Prophet of Allah alayhi salam. He accepted it from 9 men, and he never accepted it from one of them. The one man, he was confused. Why has the Messenger of Allah taken the pledge from all of these 9, and me, He's refused me and I came with them. I have the same intention. I want to, be a Muslim and I want to help Al-Islam. What's wrong? The Messenger of Allah pointed and showed him that he was wearing an amulet. He was wearing a Taweez. That's why the Prophet ﷺ didn't accept his pledge of allegiance. And so the man, he took it off and he broke it, he smashed it, and then he gave the pledge of allegiance, and the Prophet ﷺ accepted that